Good morning, my students. In this video, we'll revise together our grammar homework. Let's begin. The first one will choose the correct answer. So, I'll say, the children in the park when it started to rain. So, there is an interrupted action and there was an action in progress. So, the children were playing in the park when it started to rain. Okay, number two. I was watching a movie when him standing outside. So there was a verb or an action in progress, which was I was watching a movie, and then an interrupted action. So I noticed him standing outside. Number three, she arrived when I bath. So I couldn't answer the door. There was an action in progress. Taking a bath, this takes time. So she arrived when I was having a bath. So I couldn't answer the door. The kitchen yesterday. So this is, yes, very good. It's an action that began and finished in the past. So I cleaned the kitchen yesterday. In Cape Town when Michelle Obama visited. So this was an action in progress at this time. So I was living in Cape Town when Michelle Obama visited. Then the next one, she finished her work, washed the dishes, and, yes, very good, phoned her sister. Series of events, series of finished events or actions. Okay, then I have, when I was young, I used to, as we said, for used to, I put infinitive after it. So I used to go to the cinema every weekend. A famous celebrity when I was shopping on Oxford Street yesterday. So it's a series of events in the past. I saw a famous celebrity. The computer when I was checking my bank balance. So there is an interrupted action. There was an action in progress and then an action interrupted it. So the computer broke. It stopped me from checking my bank balance. While I had an accident. So there is a progress, an action in progress and then an interrupted action comes to it. So while I was driving, I had an accident. Okay. Ella, the window yesterday. This is a finished action in the past. So she broke the window yesterday. Sam planned a party and then his friends, a series of action that began and finished in the past. So phoned his friends. She to Cairo last week. Yes, she traveled. It's a past action. David Beckham play for Manchester United. So it's a habit that he did in the past. So he used to play for Manchester United. We have a computer, but we do now. So in the past, we didn't used to have a computer, but now we do. She liked him when we were children. So it's her habit in the past. She used to like him. A horror movie last week. It's a finished action in the past. So we watched a horror movie. When the light went off, so there was an action in progress and another action interrupted it. So I was studying when the light went off. That restaurant be a clothes shop. So it's a habit in the past. Used to be. There used to, as we said, after used to, I put infinitive. So there used to be a police station here. Okay. In this part, we will rewrite the following sentences. Look at number one. Mom cooked food. I wrote an email. And I want to say while. So, Mom was doing an action and I was doing another action and no one interrupted the others. Sorry. So, these actions are parallel. There is no interrupted action. So, I'll say while Mom was cooking, I was writing my email. So, parallel actions. I played basketball when I was young. No, I don't play it now. So I have to say, I used to play basketball when I was young. Okay, so this is what a habit that I used to do in the past. She drives to home every day. I want to put yesterday to change into past simple. So I'll say she drove. Drove is the past of drive to home yesterday. They are chatting now. I want to say last week. So I'll say last week they chatted. I don't say they were chatting. Why? Because I don't have specific time in last week. Yani if I say at 8 o'clock last week, I'll say they were chatting. But I have last week only or yesterday only, so I put past simple. I did my homework, the phone rang. So there is an action that was in progress and then another action interrupted it. So I'll say while I was doing my homework, the phone rang. And don't forget the comma between them. If I put while or when at the beginning, I have to put comma in the middle to separate between the two sentences. Nada painted the room. Her brother came home. So I'll say when. So I'll say Nada was painting the room when her brother came. Or I can say when Nada's brother came, she was painting the room. Okay, we visited our aunt every week when we were young. Now she's abroad. So I want to say used to. It's our habit in the past. We used to visit our aunt every week when we were young. Okay, the last part. I wore glasses for 3 years. Now I wear lenses. So what was my habit? I used to wear glasses for 3 years, but now I wear lenses. I wasn't in the habit of liking vegetables, but I'm now. So I didn't used to like, I wasn't in the habit, it wasn't my habit to like vegetables. I didn't used to means it wasn't my habit. I didn't used to like vegetables, but now I do. How do you go to school? I want to say yesterday. So how did you go to school yesterday? Alan phones her brother every day. I want to say last week. So I'll say Alan phoned her brother last week. We watched TV. My brother broke the vase. So I'll say while we were watching, this is the action in progress, my brother broke the vase. So there is an interrupted action. I was in the habit of liking opera, but now I don't. So I was in the habit means I used to. So I used to like opera, but now I don't. She wasn't in the habit of liking Western music, but now she is. So wasn't in the habit means she didn't used to. She didn't used to like Western music, but now she does. He was in the habit means he used to. Of smoking, he no longer smokes. So he used to smoke, but now he doesn't. Thank you, my students, for listening to me. I hope you understand now the lesson.